fade. How, I don't know, indulgent and up yourself do you want to be? Paired with laziness.
Oh, laziness and indulgent. That's the motto of this podcast. I wrote down again, and lazy as well. I did a ChatGPT opening, so I'll put some funky music on. This is the kind of podcast we want to be now. Hey there, podcast enthusiasts, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Podcast Name. I'm your name, and I'm here with awesome co-host name. Your host too, Reed.
Oh, I'm host 2? Okay. Yeah. That's right, your name. And guess what, folks? Today's a bit different because we're about to embark on a journey down... Journey down memory lane. Journey down memory... Yeah, no.
There's upbeat music. Keep it up.
Sorry. Okay, yep, no problem. We've had an absolute blast creating episodes for you, sharing insights and diving into intriguing discussions.
Absolutely, co-host name. But here's the twist. Today we're going to be turning the tables and coming on our own critics. That's right, we delve into the archives of our own podcast episodes, reminiscing and yes, having a few laughs ourselves along the way.
It's going to be a hilarious and enlightening experience as we revisit those early days of podcasting, reliving some of our favorite moments and maybe even cringing at some of the things we said.
That's cruel. ChatGPT knew that.
Yeah, they knew. But hey, it's all in the name of growth and good fun.
So get ready to join us on a roller coaster ride, nostalgia and self-discovery. It's going to be an episode filled with candid reflections, insight gained, and maybe a few "what were we thinking" moments.
So buckle up, dear listeners, because we're about to rewind, review, and relive the evolution of podcast name.
Transition music. All right, co-host name, are you ready to dive in?
Born ready. Your name. Let's do this.
Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we watch a film, chat about the film, and try and figure out who would watch this.
Today, it's us that's on trial.
Oh, yes.
It's who would watch this. I don't know what our ratings are. Is it still a 4.8 on iTunes?
Give
Has
us
it gone
5.
lower?
Are we even up? We've never
I don't
asked.
think we ever asked people to rate. Give us 5 stars.
Give us 5
helps.
stars.
It helps greatly.
Yeah. Does it help greatly? I never know if it does.
I think it does.
Okay,
but,
it.
I mean, I have no facts to base it up, except other podcasts have told me it helps.
It's someone. It's just a conspiracy for 5 stars. Give us 3.
Oh yeah, give us 1. See if we care. We haven't got a perfect 5, so why would we even fucking aim for it?
It's tainted now. That's the thing. If you have an Uber rating of a low 5, just start shitting in cars.
Oh, absolutely. Just throw up as soon as you get in. Yeah, so today we're talking about who would watch this.
We're going to go back through, as the shitty ChatGPT, go through some of our memories. We've listed off a couple of our highlights. We're just going to go through the episode, give it a re-listen. We haven't listened to any of these in so long.
Yeah, I absolutely an edit, and I never go back.
No.
So to even let my ears listen to whatever the first episode of this podcast is, it puts a chill down my spine.
Carl, should we get started?
Yes, let's get things going.
Let's start with Artemis Fowl.
My name is Carl.
My name is Oscar.
And this is Who Would Watch This?
Where we review bad films and decide who would watch this.
Apart from us.
Oh,
I hated that.
Yeah, I hated that so much. It's crazy we kept that shitty intro we did first time.
Oh, I know. I actually think we didn't have an intro. And I think we recorded and back edited it in. Because didn't we get a few episodes ahead?
Yeah.
Because we didn't decide on a name for 3 episodes.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Or a format.
Look where we're at now, though.
Look at us.
Still kind of flailing, but we got a title, so that's a win.
I hated that, except for us. I hate that.
That's really bad.
That was really bad.
It sucks that people listen. I think it's whenever I find a new podcast now, I just go from the start. Not from the start. Just listen to the latest episode and don't play any other.
Never go to the start. I think that's why if you go into like the info on this, it just says, warning, this is the first ever episode of Who Will Watch This, recorded back in August 2020. This episode is before Oscar and Carl started the podcast. And then, yeah, so I've just issued a warning. I never want people to go back and listen to the Artemis Fowl episode.
No, it's pretty dreadful. It's crazy I don't know,
Big
play
exhale.
more. Oh.
Carl, what are we going to be talking about today?
We're going to be talking about Artemis Fowl today.
The best film ever?
Absolutely not.
Crushing. That hurts.
Now,
Pause it. It's so stilted. I hate it.
it's very stilted. What do you even do? You know, how do you even start a podcast?
I don't know. Well, we
Like,
started like that, and
I
we
know.
sort of were like, so you talk, and then I talk, and I don't want to talk. But yeah, we got into the groove of things, you know? I
Yeah.
mean, maybe this might be a bad episode. I think we just got used to this is pretty shit, but hey, keep listening, huh?
we definitely got into like a nice casual dynamic. But I mean, this is the sound audio is awful.
Well, it's one Yeti mic. And we were like, I didn't know how to set the setting to even. It's not maybe we have two people, but it's just so one of us is getting more audio than the other.
Yeah.
For like 8
I
episodes.
think it's Did we sit it between us? Did we face it one way and hope the other side recorded it
I
as
think
well?
we just faced it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's rogue. It wouldn't surprise me as well. Did we record any on our phones?
I don't think so. I think we always were with a mic. I think then like 7 episodes in, we're like, we should get a second mic, which is, I mean, like sometimes I'm like, I think we overthink things. We did not overthink this for like 7 weeks. That's crazy.
What did you know of this film?
I knew nothing going in except it was bad. All my friends had said it's a 1-star film, no merits.
Yeah, definitely.
The background noise. There's like a broom falling over.
I think your partner's just cleaning in the background. Just this isn't gonna take off. Just sweep the
They
floor.
won't be doing this much longer. I'll let them burn out for this first episode. I'll clean around them. If they get 2 episodes in, maybe I'll be quiet. Until then, no.
This is how big the podcast got. She committed to buying a Switch, and now that's what she plays. God, we have zero flow.
No,
Do
not
we?
the slightest.
Yeah, just. Oh, it's very just flat. There's no enthusiasm.
Oh, it's crazy as well, because I feel like the first one, we're like, we should do this. And
know.
it just, we open and we're like, oh god, no, fucking hell, Jesus. Can we skip a bit? I feel like I've heard the start
Yeah.
quite a lot. I
Okay.
would love like a 30 minutes in.
For 20 years, you brought me food every day. You don't recognize me.
Wow.
I thought we had something.
Meredith. Okay.
You spoon-fed me oatmeal.
365 days for 20 years. You're a monster.
You're a bitch. You're a bitch.
That was the deleted scenes. That would have re-saved the film.
You know, Kenneth Brenner's like, you know what? Play around with it.
Have fun.
I want you to go on rants. Everybody is allowed a 1-minute rant.
So then it becomes as usual.
Oh yeah, that hurts.
It does. I was like, no evolution to the quality. The actual quality of conversation
I
stayed the
said to
same.
start going, man, we were nervous and frail, but guess what? Over 3 years we've learned that is upsetting to see that we have not changed at all.
Me just being like, you bitch! That's all I constantly yell. I would love to have a look at the end and see how we ended.
Yeah,
these
I have no
episodes.
idea how we ended it. Can we go to the end?
The audience of this movie's for is drugged children.
Drug children. I'm glad we've established who watch this. So it's us and druggy children. But just prescription medication.
Yes.
Druggy children.
And if the kitchen's a mess.
Oh yeah, the kitchen has to be a mess. No other...
There's a lot of caveats. If you've got a checklist and you're sitting at home, you've listened to this podcast, and you've checked off every little thing just now. This
You've used that fucking excuse like 8 times.
It was gold. It was gold when I struck
You
it.
struck gold first step. You're like, I'm gonna wring this thing dry.
It's becoming concerning to me that maybe the first episode literally just ends on us being like, and that's who would watch it, and then it ends.
Can we let's see.
podcast, and you've checked off every little thing just now. The first 40 minutes of this movie's for you.
You're gonna be underwhelmed, but I'll be honest, is it perfect?
No,
for you?
sorry.
Yeah.
Wait, pause it. We re-recorded the Who Would Watch This at the end. We
Did
didn't.
we?
We didn't.
Oh yeah,
know-
because we didn't have a format.
We didn't have a format, so we went back, recorded the last 5 minutes of is Who Would Watch It. That's crazy.
Oh, I think did we do that for the first few?
I think we did it for the first few.
Wow, God, that's so lazy. Why didn't we have a format?
I don't know why I didn't have.
Why did we go? Let's just jump
We,
right.
we knew we wanted to just bitch about movies and bad ones, and we're like, that'll be enough.
I might have even seen Artemis Fowl and just
I think
invigorated the podcast.
I think you did. I think you saw it when that was dreadful. I need to talk to an hour with somebody,
No.
and then it be recorded and put on the internet.
It's so smart of us that this first episode is an hour and 22 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we don't make episodes that long.
No.
That's so confident. That's longer than Artemis Fowl
It is.
itself.
It's. I think it's this crime whenever the film. There's a lot of these for the first like 30. I
Ugh.
feel like we couldn't. I don't know why. I remember like Now I feel like it's a standard. I've got 6 pages of notes. That will do. That will get us exactly to the hour, and we're pretty good with the hour. Some of these episodes were like, do we do 2.5?
Oh, I know. And now we edit.
Yeah.
We never edited. Like
I
actual
remember-
actually just going, that's bad. Delete.
You like 3 episodes in were like, you've been editing these, right? I'm like, what do you mean? I've been uploading the raw audio. I put the sounds in. That's all I've done.
Yeah, didn't even do like the noise do like
Oh, I didn't do
Denoiser?
no audio changing at all. No audio mixing at all.
and from that we grew an audience. I remember when we put it up and we were like 30 people have listened to this.
Yeah.
Huge.
It was huge.
Like I think it might not have even been that. It might have only been like in the low 10s or something.
I think it was
for a
low
while.
10s. I think the first ep always had like a little bit, but some of them had like, hey, it's been out for 2 weeks. 4.
And this
Great.
was us. That one got 5. We gained a listener from the week before.
Oh, no, we lost another listener. Oh, shit. All right, Carl. I mean, we barely listened to it, but I mean, right now, from your very vague memory of 3 years ago, who would watch Artemis Fowl, the first episode of this podcast? That's a mouthful.
I mean, what was the audience we were going for? I think this is a weird podcast because it's, I don't know, I would hesitate to call us comedy and hesitate to put us in film and TV.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I don't know what we are, other than that generic 2 guys hanging out, thinking their opinions
It's
matter.
crazy that genre hasn't popped up on iTunes. It's like you're the top 30 dudes, just kind of riffing.
Just chatting.
Have you got any experience? No,
No.
it shows.
Thinking you guys are good enough to even have a podcast. Who are this at this stage? I mean, who were thinking this would be for?
I think bullies. I
Everyone.
think bullies could go back and really pick this apart. If someone's like if I was just out and someone played this for me, I'd crumble. How embarrassing!
I know. If somebody put this on at a club.
Everyone points at you. That guy has a podcast. He's not even the top ranked chat guys.
I'd be like, the description has a warning. What are you doing?
I specified.
I mean, at this point in time, this is strictly for friends and family. There's no
Not even
way.
family. I think it was a shunned.
Oh, I didn't tell them. I didn't.
When did we come out to people that we were doing?
I
podcasts?
told my parents we had a podcast this year. My brother's known for ages, but my parents no idea.
I mean, they're an older generation. They don't get it, you know.
I mean, it was one of those things though where like I don't know. I guess I just like left it long enough because I think my dad was like, really? I don't know. What a waste of time. And I was like, this is how many people listen to it. And he was like, what? And then he was like, I'd like to seek out an episode. And I was like, you won't like it.
You like that Oscar guy? Not really. Oh, it's half of him. All right, Carl. Here's another little milestone. I think this is the 7th-ish episode. This is Kissing Booth 2. I think this is the first time we had audio. Maybe 2 mics. I don't think even then.
Yeah, we might have had 2 mics. by
I
this
remember it's a long film, and I remember writing so many notes. Like
We just thought we were like I think the Kissing Booth had become our biggest episode,
yeah.
and so it was
We
like
were
great.
like, we gotta milk this dry.
Yeah, the Kissing Booth episode as well. I remember being fun just to chat about because I think I was pretty passionate about the Kissing Booth.
Yes.
I know for a fact though. I think the raw audio of the Kissing Booth 2 was 2 hours 20, and this is an hour 43.
Wow.
So that's 40 minutes we cut out.
Oh, that's so dreadful.
We do beat by beat. Like it's just us being.
I
like,
remember. I
"And
remember.
this
Like,
line."
I wrote this note, so I must say it.
Yeah.
No flow.
Oh.
No nothing.
I'm so good. How good have we gotten at skipping notes?
Oh yeah.
Just being like, that's irrelevant now.
Yeah.
Like if we've gone past it, we don't. We
Oh.
very rarely backtrack.
no.
I say that, but I feel like I backtrack.
Oh, we
all the
backtrack all the time, constantly. Oh man, normally we backtrack. Oh fuck, here's the plot to make sure you understand this next bit. Again, we're gonna pat ourselves on the back and then also be like, you know what, we're still bad, huh?
We
We're
need
still
to learn.
learning.
We need to
3
learn.
years in.
However, we're not actually out of the opening monologue yet.
Yeah.
We'll backtrack into it.
Okay, so the monologue starts similar, but it's just a bit weaker. I think they kind of half-hearted did
Yeah.
the exposition.
Yeah, one of the other people I wasn't expecting to return for the opening montage was the creepy ghost of the gazebo,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they give him flowers or something.
I thought he was going to come back at the end when they go to the gazebo.
I think that because the Kissing Booth 2 and 3 are shot back to back,
Yeah.
I expect to see a bit of bleed over. I'm pretty sure the beach house is the center point for the third one, and that's why it's introduced at the beginning of the second.
When did we
So
do the Kissing Booth 3?
'cause the
Like
clip
a
that
while
they
later,
showed
right?
For the third one.
No, we did the Kissing Booth 3 when it came out.
Oh, gotcha.
It was just a year in between
Oh,
release,
wow.
I think. So, yeah.
Yeah, upsetting. It's weird for listeners. Don't listen to the first two. Maybe listen to the third. I can't remember. I can't remember at all.
I think the third one is done in isolation.
Gotcha.
That might have come out during COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy this podcast has spanned a pandemic?
Spanned a pandemic, a trilogy, multiple trilogies.
There's so many trilogies. So many franchises have begun and ended during the course of the 3 years.
Dare I say, were we part of that? Did we destroy the Kissing Booth? No, it made a lot of money and a lot of careers.
Third one, and that's why it's introduced at the beginning of the second.
Yeah, I saw like a little
Yeah, because the clip
teaser.
that they showed for the third one is just at the beach house.
Yeah.
So I assume that's that. After just 2 minutes into the film, I decided to check how long was left.
What was happening when you saw that 2 hour 10 mark?
Oh god, I honestly went, did Judd Apatow make this?
It's that.
It's
feels
that
like-
That joke slaps.
That just
That's a good joke. And I know I'm preaching to the choir. No.
You could tell the King of Staten Island just come out.
Oh, you're so right. It
You're
probably
right on the
had.
fucking
Yeah.
thing. It's
God.
crazy that we're mocking it for being 2 hours 20, and then in the editing booth also being like, "Oh man, 2 hours 20."
I think one of our friends at a party told us, I think Doolittle was a long one as well. It was
Yeah.
like, your podcast cannot be longer than the movie, itself.
100%.
And that is probably one of the best pieces of advice we've ever gotten.
Dare
from
I say
someone.
an hour? Sometimes too much, but we love to fluff at the start.
We
15
do.
minutes of an episode, nothing. But
Oh my
then
God.
smashing through the plot in 40. I love us. We do, we go fluff. We do the first 20 minutes, pretty much beat for beat, and go, oh shit, the rest of the movie. We've done that now for 3
I
years.
know, and then it gets to about 20 minutes before the end of the movie, and we go, wraps itself up. Who would watch this? I would love to see if we've gotten to the point of if we plug anything at the end, yes, of like what we're doing next week,
Gotcha, yeah.
like what's going on.
And on that note, we watch as pensioners.
Yeah. We've done it. Who would watch this? It's pensioners.
All right, Carl. Well, next week we will be doing The Exorcist 2.
Dose. Oh.
Damn, I thought we forgot our Spanish listeners.
Gotta get them out there. And I've never seen the first one, so I'll also be watching the first one
Yeah,
this
so
week.
we'll watch the first one and we'll watch the second one, see how they compare. We'll try and more talk about the second one, a bit alluding to the first, but I'm keen to see it because it has awful reviews.
It does, and also considering the first one has some of the best reviews,
Yeah.
so it's a real night and day. I'm keen to see
I'm very
why.
excited.
That's
it's so
crazy. We
good.
watched 2 movies. I mean, one was very good. Look at
Yeah,
us. Look
that
at us.
was-
Look at us watching 2 films. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. That was very cringy. I think, and it's here. The comedy hasn't gotten better,
No.
but I say it with more confidence.
Oh, yeah,
I-
exactly.
I at least tell it to
there's,
you.
There's passion behind the eyes, you know? Back then it was like, oh, God, I'm going to ruminate on that bad bit for a minute. Now we're just smashing out shit seconds in.
I know.
No time for thinking. No
Absolutely
time.
not. We say first and think later. That's what's important. It's good that by this point we've worked out what's going to be the following week.
That's a win. We must have finally opened an Excel spreadsheet. Good for us, huh?
I think, is this still during the time where we were going through IMDb's bottom 100?
I think we were at this time. So for the start of it, we must have been like, all right, we need 100. We need like a bunch of films. We don't want to think about the films we're gonna do. We'll just do the bottom 100. And because I feel like Beverly Hills Chihuahua was like the worst.
We were just like, are we really going to keep doing this?
Oh, it's exhausting because they're not fun to chat about either.
Mm.
Because they're just bad, and most of them are comedies, and they're the worst ones to do.
Oscar, who would watch this, The Kissing Booth 2?
It's an absolute mouthful.
It
We've
is.
we should have come up with a phrase before we started this, but hey, that's the effort we're going for this one. It's just a little break for us. We're reminiscing. Let us do it.
Hang on, WWWL. Wool, Woot, The Kissing Booth 2.
Clever. I hope no one goes back to this. It'd be crazy if anyone listens to the full episode. Because I remember we had like one bit. We were like, that's pretty funny. and it's bang in the middle at like 57 minutes. And I could not recommend anyone do that. I don't even think the bit was that good now on reflection.
I mean, I don't know if it's in this one, the first one, or the third one, but I think it was Tuppen is just like ripe for comedy.
You also start doing a bit. I could not find where it started, but you start doing a weather bit, and essentially you're like, hey,
Yeah.
let me go through our podcast service, see where people are listening from, and tell them what the weather is like at the moment, pre-recorded. You would do this bit quite often.
You said that we needed audience interaction.
It never made me laugh. It made me angry every single time I was editing. And every single time you were happy when you did it. And it would derail the podcast. And it's crazy you haven't brought it back, because I know for a fact you think it was bad.
No, I think it was good. I'm waiting for audience members to tell me to bring it back. Huh? Huh? Surely that's landing. Huh?
Who would watch this one? I don't know. God, I guess if you have a lot of time on your hands, I guess if you really want to feel like you're editing a podcast, this is the one for you, because it really delves into. We've already cut 40 minutes, and it's still there's so much fluff, and that's what we have to deal with weekly. So put yourself in our minds.
Yeah, I think it's if you want to know what it feels like to listen to just raw audio, this is an episode for you.
If you do need genuine background noise, I mean like brown noise kind of vibes, put it really low, and there you go.
Like brown noise. It's like really dirty white noise.
You know when like people are like still like at a party and it's like 4 a.m. and they're kind of just bullshitting in the porch and just keep chatting and you're trying to sleep? If you really want that, well, there you go. Carl, next up we have a classic that we deleted because we'll delve into it. But this is not on any podcast. If you got to listen to it, good for you, huh?
This is a Woot exclusive.
Yeah.
Also, it seems that only like 40 people got to listen to this before we took it down.
Yeah.
I mean, we took it down pretty quickly after it went up. So, yeah.
It was early on, and I was just like, man, it's going to be like every couple episodes we're going to delete. Now we're just like, put it up and be careful. This is Ballistic X vs. Sever. It is a action movie that I genuinely think watch some clips on YouTube because the action's kind of fun. The rest of it's quite silly.
It's really nonsensical.
Yeah, it's nonsensical. We got rid. It was one of the most chaotic. I don't know. We must have just done like cocaine or something because we were in a bad place. It was a manic episode.
I think we're mean. I think we're more vile than usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
So I'm keen to flick through and see what it's like.
Let's listen to some.
I'm sure we'll edit in the savory moments. But this is a Woot exclusive. Can't hear it anywhere else but here.
Huge.
They pass Pitbull Vin Diesel.
Yes.
He's all like, "Hey, why won't you fuck me?"
To this woman.
Yeah,
to this
to this
woman.
woman.
They're in like in broad daylight. It seems like in like at night it would be fine, but they're in broad daylight in like a door, like in the side of a building. He's like, "Come on, toots, touch my cock," and she's kind of into it.
Yeah. He's like, "Hey, why don't we go to a hotel, motel, Holiday Inn
At 2 in the afternoon.
I love it too because then Antonio just flogs him one in the mouth, to which she's like, "Oh no, is he okay?"
Yeah, she's genuinely concerned.
She's like, "Oh no, what happened to him?"
Yeah, because Lucy Lou's like kind of like, I don't know, does she run past him or hit him? What does she do to him?
Right, she just runs past.
Yeah, and the guy.
She doesn't care about women.
Huh.
Antonio does.
That's telling him, Antonio. That's why he has a career in Hollywood.
Yeah, that's right. That's why he's. Oh, actually, we've done 2 Antonio Banderas
We
films. He's in
have.
Dolittle.
He's in
It's
Dolittle.
a returning of another character. Play the music. Wow.
A music cue? You must have edited that. I could not believe that we have a music cue.
I think I dropped it immediately. It's still in my MISC sound effects box.
Was that something we were doing?
Yeah, and every time we did two, we did a second person. We were like, we'll do it again. Little did we know, we've kind of gone through a lot of actors' careers, so it's like, fuck
Thank
it.
God we don't do it anymore. Imagine being like, this is this person's 6th movie. Play the 6th person music one. Like,
We've also done like, how many Dwaynes have we done? Like, it'd be like, oh god, burning for
I don't,
Dwayne.
when we started theming the months, it would be pointless. This
Yeah.
is the 4th Dwayne Johnson one. Play the 4th music. We are at an 11.
Yeah, we're at an 11. I think we're pretty bad throughout the whole thing. I guess who would watch this? I guess no one, because guess what? It's cut. It's done.
It is cut.
You can't find it anywhere.
This is for no one. An official episode for no one.
Yes, it's nice, and it's also bad because it means that we now endorse every other episode we've uploaded.
I know.
which is probably not a good thing.
Thinking the rest of the catalog has been like,
they're all perfect.
Yeah.
That one's the only bad apple there. We should probably write in, email us of the episode you like. Just delete that one, huh?
yeah, that's a good one. Email us at askwwwtpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know which episodes to get rid of.
Yeah, just the worst ones. You were like, that's disgusting. You're going to be ruined in future life. Just get rid of it, you know? Tell us what you think your worst episode has been.
Out of my own curiosity, I'd love to listen to another 30 seconds.
Yeah, of course.
That
That's
happened
editing.
naturally. It wasn't somebody didn't edit that in.
No.
That's real life.
Yeah, we actually got Antonio to play the... Ooh, what machine is that plays that? A harp? I don't know. How do you make that noise?
Isn't it a choir?
A harp. What's that in? I can edit anything. I'm God. I can edit anything. I
I'm
can
gonna,
edit
have to start listening to these podcasts to be like, how are you editing these? Because every now and then I'm like, oh, I'll listen to that one, but like, I'm waiting for me to be cut out, and it's just you chatting.
I've dubbed over you.
Yeah, I've incidentally
Oscar's
given
I do
so
like that
much
you're
power.
beginning to
That's
get
so
a god
much.
complex.
Sometimes
yeah.
I
Who would
usually-
watch this?
You're like, I'm editing. I can do what I want with these.
It's great. Suddenly, before it was a chore, now it's like, oh god, we can cut out all the garbage. I can look like a good person. You, on the other hand, oh, dreadful.
I love that this is also before clearly I was helping out with editing. So you had done the first 13 episodes yourself.
Yeah.
Which is also like, it is a burden to edit. Like,
I
it's,
must have been unemployed because it must have been.
you must have been, and I must have just pretended to be really busy.
No, I can't put that on my plate. I assume you'll have to edit that one. Oh god.
Oscar, the next one's going to be just brief.
Yeah.
Just briefly, I want to listen to it because in our first year we did 4 back-to-back Christmas movies.
Yeah, I think they were all like bottom like 100. They were niche bad Christmas movies.
They were.
Yeah.
Nobody listened to these.
No, because no one knew what they were.
I mean, by this point, we had a slight following. We'd had some, like, after we collided, I think was a big episode for us.
Yes.
And we were riding that high. Speed 2 got a few. Unhinged got a few. We then did the Avengers, so it was just like...
People were like,
oh, Marvel's the Avengers?
That dropped off so quickly. I'm
know.
not even showing you. It's like 30 seconds. It's like, they're not talking about...
The Avengers starring Ralph Fiennes, and everyone shuts off the episode. But the 4 episodes we did were Elves, Jack Frost, Silent Night, Deadly Night, and The Last Ounce of Courage. I greatly remember enjoying the recordings of Last Ounce of Courage and Elves. I've never gone back.
I've never gone back. I remember thinking they were fun and going, oh, that's a shame that no one listened. Let's see if we were wrong.
Let's do Elves. Oscar, what's the plot?
Carl, a young woman discovers that she is the focus of an evil Nazi experiment involving selective breeding and summoning elves, an attempt to create a race of supermen. Pause. She and 2 of her friends are trapped in a department store with an elf, and only Dan Haggard, Santa, as the renegade loose cannon Santa Claus, can save them. Oh my word, were you expecting this when we walked into it?
Oh my god, absolutely not. And I will say this to the listeners right now. Stop the podcast, go watch Elves. This is my favorite thing I've ever seen.
I mean, this, yeah, it's wacky. It's the
Elves is a perfect, like, drunk... Like,
Oh, just
if you're
get-
on nog, like a bit of egg.
Oh, a bit of
eggnog.
eggnog?
Oh, do we get eggnog here? We don't get eggnog here. We just do brandy and Cocoa Pops. Bit of Bailey's in the morning.
Just shots of vodka. Skip out all that custard and cream. The Elves, I think, is available on YouTube.
Yeah,
That is it.
yeah.
So if you're interested in it, just watch it on that. Save it for Christmas time. It's going to get you into the spirit.
Yeah.
But I remember us thinking that the lead who plays Santa, what a beautiful teddy bear of a man.
Oh my god, and everyone in the world was hideous, but he was a beacon of light.
He was filled with kindness and compassion. What a rough. I'm glad that is such a good episode. And I think it is still maybe the least listened to episode of the entire oeuvre of our of our movies.
It's so funny. It's like we're doing pretty well, and those ones like nothing, and then we bank back up. Give it. I mean, we'll see if you guys listen to it, but hey, give it a listen. See if you think. Again, ask www.podcast@gmail.com if you think we should delete it.
I will be heartbroken if you tell me to delete it, but honestly, we should probably delete it.
All right, Oscar, who would watch this?
If you're a person that's always during Christmas time feeling a bit alone in the fact that you're always like, oh, we're the demon elves, incest, murder, Nazis, sexual assault, and eugenics, I guess. You'll love this. You'll adore it.
They will. As a genuine one, if you love The Room, or like The Happening, or just those really
bad ones,
this is great.
It's fantastic.
This is absolute. I wish this was like. I'd love to see this in a cinema and mock this movie and.
I think this
could
be a Christmas classic, a Christmas classic.
This is. I assume it's not a cult because I don't think you can find a.
And
good
it never
cult.
became a cult classic.
No, it didn't.
It should have.
No,
it should have.
It really should have.
I mean, yeah, it's
we got to push it a bit more, huh?
Yeah,
every episode. I think from now on, just by the way, check out Elves.
I
Mid March.
I think we should just change this to Who Would Watch Elves. The whole show.
Yeah. Every episode. Just us berating you. Come on, guys. Check it out.
I'm looking at the views on YouTube. None of you have watched it. It hasn't changed in days.
It's your homepage on Google. God damn it. It's still stuck at 42 views. Crazy.
I'll invest stock just to get it in a higher quality, get a 4K release of Elves out there for the audience. Oscar, who would watch this Elves?
Well, no one has, so I guess it's kind of one of those non-audience kind of podcasts, kind of one of those bad episodes,
It's the epitome of one for them, one for me. This one's for me.
We do a bunch of Fast and Furious, so we can do Elves.
We sit through all of those Barbie movies and Emma Roberts films and Hotel for Dogs. So occasionally I could be like, can we do the niche weird one now?
No one will listen to it though.
It's for me. They've had their time.
Carl, next we have a classic. We have the whole Twilight saga, I guess. We did all 5 of them in a row. Absolute blast. Honestly, I wish we could redo them because they're so much fun to do.
Same. I think they were fun to talk about. These are some of our most downloaded episodes. I think the first Twilight is our most downloaded episode.
Probably, yeah.
So
I think we redirected everyone from the first
I think we redirected people to Twilight. I actually don't think I should have.
Yeah.
I think the show gets better at Twilight. I don't know if it does.
No, I
I
don't think it
just
does.
went out on a limb on the fact that people download it a lot.
Yeah, and I feel like that's those 5. I think like the second one's good and the 4th one's good.
Yeah.
And then the rest of them are shit. But it's a complete saga and it's kind of a clean start. We definitely didn't have good mics still, which is so bad. We were using like 2 different mics. One's so much more louder. One was so quiet. So I think my audio is really distorted and yours is turned down.
Ugh, yeah.
Again, audio editing is my passion. I'm very good at it. I love it.
Let's have a quick little listen to the middle of Twilight Eclipse. The sheer confusion on my face as I scroll through these notes. I don't know any of these characters, man. I don't know what I've written.
Oh god. Okay, so then
before this, a vampire I think breaks into Bella's house and goes to kind of make out with the dad.
Oh.
Wasn't that weird?
Oh, I thought so. At the start, I'm like, I was gonna eat Charlie. Then he goes in for a kiss, and they deleted scenes. They just make out for 2 minutes.
They go all the way.
Riley and Charlie just fucking smash it out.
Is it Riley that breaks in?
I assume it's Riley. Who else would it be?
I thought it was somebody from the Volturi.
Maybe it's Volturi. Yeah. Either way, someone's fucking locking lips.
Either
with
way,
Charlie.
somebody got laid. Charlie was one of the culprits. I would love it if one of the Volturi's just like, joke's on you, Bella, I'm having a baby with your dad.
There's a little Charlie in all of us now.
I remember loving Twilight. That
I
was
love them.
Yeah.
I think that must be with the new mics, because that
Yes.
sounded better, but there's an echo, so maybe we hadn't worked out how to sit apart.
Genuinely, I think a year in, we figured out the mics, and even then, still haven't really.
I might just tell... the warning for the first episode might just be like, don't even bother.
Listen to the most current one. If the audio's still shit, it won't get better. How about that for a warning?
Just go to another podcast. I might just recommend other movie podcasts. Warning, this is not good.
warning.
Listen to something
Go
else.
outside and take a walk with your family. See a friend and just make their day.
Hug a loved one. Have you listened to Serial?
I imagine they must be like anyone that like listens to podcasts religiously. It's just gone, bottom of the barrel. Here we go.
I've done it. I've listened to all podcasts. What have I got left? Oh, 2 Australian people deconstruct bad movies. That'll be good. Oscar, who would listen to the Twilight Saga?
I want to say in my brain, in my mind, in my heart that they were fun. We smashed it out of the park. We had the podcast nailed. I don't think we did for 2 episodes. I remember one of them being funny. I can't remember which one. Go out and listen to all of them, I guess.
I think we got into such a tears because when we trended on Apple...
Oh, yeah, sorry. This is when we actually, trended in the new and noteworthy.
This is when we flat out, I don't know, 40 times the size of our audience.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like... Everyone was like, your audio is terrible. And this show's terrible.
Yeah.
And everything about it's terrible. We're like, we fast-tracked paying for new microphones.
Oh,
We were
yeah.
like, oh, fucking hell. Like, I think we were maybe already considering it. It's a shame we didn't, trend, 5 episodes later.
Yeah.
It's such a shame we trended with bad equipment.
Such bad equipment. We were like, no one's listening to this. This is just for us, huh? And then everyone started listening to us. It's like, oh, God. All right, Carl. That was the first year. We got up to the first anniversary, which is where we were like, let's go through each other's letterboxes and try and roast each other of just films that gone, how dare you give this such a low score or a high score? I think it was quite fun. I
Yeah, I
quite
think it was
enjoyed
fun. I think we enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
don't know if others did.
Oh no one should.
But it was for us.
It's for us. Again, most of the bad ones or the milestones are just, man, we did not want to. This is one of the episodes right now. In a year's time, we're like, what were we doing?
Literally listening to an iPhone play our episodes.
It's for us. It's a little celebration of us, you know. If you're listening to this, you must kind of like it.
I know. I mean, in my head, I was just like, this will be fun for a listener. I'm enjoying doing this. And I was like, you know what? But it's basically a clip episode.
Yeah.
And nobody likes them.
Everyone knows they're for budgetary restraints, laziness,
And just give the writers a break while they prepare bigger and better things.
and we have yet to prepare bigger and better things.
It's never coming.
Oh God.
If you expect this podcast to be anything more than it is right now, leave.
Yeah, I just thought that'd be a fun little. We did.
Let's see how far our anniversaries have come, huh?
Let's see. I'll say a film that you think is both 3 stars. Okay. Get Out.
Yep.
Stuart Little.
Yep.
Why?
I saw all the Get Out was
Damn.
sorry.
That's rough. I have since rewatched Get Out. It is better than Stuart Little.
It's a seal of approval, Carl.
It's better than Stuart Little for sure. I've watched both in the last 2 years.
2 screens going, oh man, which one's the winner?
Looking at the two, be like, one did win Best Original Screenplay at the Oscars, and the other one was done by Jordan Peele. So which one's better?
I remember being really, I had like a piece of paper, and I was going through all your films and finding ones that I feel like it's such a nothing thing. Like sometimes you're like, I just didn't vibe with that film, but it's so fun comparing.
I know, like ones that are like critical darlings with ones that are just absolute garbage.
Yeah, a kid's film you kind of watch when you were 5, you're like, I don't know, 3.
Because I know everything that's coming. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I just remember not having a good time with that. Stuart Little is a totally fine mediocre kids movie.
Okay, fair enough. All right, fair enough. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think it's pretty good, but you know, you're pretty vocal not fan about it. But also, you also think it's the exact same rating as Arthur, the Russell Brand classic. I think I like Once Upon a Time more as
Same.
as
I think
I've
it sat with me better. Like
Yeah.
I have an interest in rewatching it.
Yeah.
Would I rewatch Arthur? No. I don't know why. I don't know why it's. Yeah. Yeah. It's weird too, because I think of this episode, I'm just like, yeah, those are my ratings.
yeah. So I thought you were gonna go a bit like a bit fun and cheeky. You're like dead set. I'm arguing this. I'm like, oh man, I just had these little bits. I guess it is quite personal. You start attacking like, why do you think this is bad? It's like, I just fucking rated it. Fuck off, you know? Fuck off. This is a bad movie. Fuck off. Like, who would listen to that? 1 year, huh?
Yeah, 1 year. That's fun. That's
Yeah.
a fun episode. I mean, obviously, just like the people that actually care about us.
Oh
There's not many.
no.
But that's a surprisingly pretty well downloaded episode.
I think so,
If I
yeah.
recall, yeah. So that's nice.
Yeah.
A little bit of fanfare.
Oh.
Look, you know who that's for? Anyone that likes a little bit of fanfare.
Oh, a bit of fanfare, huh?
All right, so when we're coming into our second year, we basically have COVID really hits Australia.
Yeah.
We go into isolation, and then there's like just common problems of like both of us like getting COVID at different times, so we're not able to record and going back into isolation, and New South Wales going in and out of all of those things.
I feel like it's a bit of a blur, that one. I feel like it was like so nice to have it.
Yeah.
And sort of have something to do each week when you're just at home collecting Centrelink. It's like, look at this, I'm earning it.
Oh god, I know, right? If you want a reference point, I'm pretty sure the last one done during COVID for us was Brahms the Boy 2. Then after we fell, Unfriended and Blank Check are in this apartment.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's fun for us. And immediately that's when
Yeah, the second we got out of lockdown, we're like, all right, we can get back to it. Carl then took a 6-month holiday.
I was like, get the fuck out of here.
We then, oh man, again, I don't remember any of these at all, because we would do like 2 a day for probably a month.
We were smashing them in. I
Smashing
was like,
that.
time's ticking. I'm going in a few months.
Yeah.
We need to record. What's that? 6x4.
It was like 24.
Yeah.
It was like 24 episodes. Then we were like, all right.
And then we were like buffer
Yeah.
in case I was like, I'm not going to come back.
Yeah. So then we decided, let's do, instead of watching a movie, because that was the longest part, watching the movie and recording it, we're like, let's do 30-minute mini episodes. We haven't labeled them as mini. We really should, because they are much lower quality. There are some of the worst 30 minutes of podcasting. And I think it's justified because, one, we didn't watch some of the movies. Some of them were like, we've watched that together, or I've seen that before. Some of them, I mean, Jack and Jill and Human Centipede, we'd both never seen. I scrubbed through Netflix and some YouTube clips of Jack and Jill to get the rough plot, and then we
Yeah.
talked about it.
Yeah. God, we just were clasping at straws, weren't we? I mean, they are just such bottom of the barrel where we have to get through it. We
Yeah.
were doing we were pumping out like 3 minis in a night.
Yeah.
We'd get to like 10 minutes and be like, is that enough?
It'd be the intro, and it's like, I think we got the gist. You can retell which ones are like tied together, just tone. Like some of them are like 3 in a row, depressed. It's like, well, they did that in one night, and then some that are happy. You're like, oh, maybe they just did that on a whim.
I was afraid our podcast would never recover from the minis.
Yeah,
Boy, did we bounce back. Look at us go.
I think we did a weird back. The only mini I kind of like that was okay is because I did an audio editing bit, which was the Garfield one.
Right, okay. I don't even remember. I've never listened to this.
I've never listened
So
to
this
it.
is you having fun on the other side of the world
Yeah,
while I'm
yeah.
gallivanting around, and you're like, I'm gonna have fun with the audio.
I think, I don't remember who started it, but it was pretty much like, let's bleep out the word lasagna.
I forgot we did that. That's hilarious. Can I have a listen?
Yeah, have a listen. Doing Garfield, but because, you know, he does...
He's got some trigger words
He's
in
got
his
some
life.
trigger words, so as a sign of respect, we're gonna bleep the words I love, and we're also gonna bleep I hate is. I really hope there's no confusion of what we're trying to say. That's just the...
We're just trying to say we're talking about the food you eat,
Yep.
and we're talking about the day that you hate.
Yeah. So if you I repeat, do not take these out of context. That'd be really cruel.
That'd be really cruel and rude.
My name's Oscar.
My name is Carl,
And this is
Who Would Watch This? The on your edition.
God, I fucking hate...
It's gonna be so fun because it's just like we can say words like fuck, cunt, shit, dick balls. Today we are reviewing Garfield.
The minis were worth it.
That was worth it. I don't think we even watched Garfield.
This is about the piece where we would, if we did it in pen time, we'd go like, throw on the trailer.
Oh, so they're all dreadful, but I do remember in that, I think we learned, oh yeah, this is going to be bleep. So then we would constantly be saying lasagna on Monday.
I think you had the idea minutes in,
Yeah.
and then we decided to restart with the knowledge because of just joy.
Yeah. That's
Great
the only
audio.
one I think people would rewatch too. Because
Yeah.
I remember having a blast with that.
Who would listen to that? Everyone. That's the best episode we've ever done. And guys, it's only 26 minutes.
It's
It's a mini.
Oh, God.
High recommend for that one. Let's jump into our next to Twilight, our most downloaded episodes.
This is, I think, the start of like 3. I think like we're back. We'd like sort of settled, and then we're like, all right, picking movies is tough.
Yeah, I think I was worried about what the impact of the minis had done to the audience, and I was like, we need heavy hitting films, and I was like, so our focus was on popular movies that were not liked,
Yeah.
and cinema releases. So we did like Halloween Ends, The Fast and the Furious, and Black Adam, and those are our 3 episodes back.
Yeah.
And I know Black Adam, I think this was like those 3 episodes all ticked boxes.
Yes.
So we were back into it.
We're back into it. And then by chance, we were like, oh, we did a Fast and Furious movie. And we were kind of loving it. I don't think the first one's very good, but then we're like, should we just do all of them? And then sprinkle in people email, because people started emailing us like,
Yeah.
hey, we got this movie. So we pretty much did a fast and then an email recommendation.
Yeah.
Which is great.
It was funny too because the Fast and the Furious was like we were like, we're getting ready for Fast 10,
Yes.
and this is the 24th of October 2022. So we were that aware that we had that many to get through before Fast 10 came out.
I remember we were like looking at the release date and going, man, have we like, because we had like 10 weeks. We were
Yeah.
like, fuck, we kind of do one every week. And then by the end, we started smashing
We
them
were.
out.
We just were only doing them. We ran out of time. We didn't even do Hobbs and Shaw.
No. Paul Walker walks into the police office. They're doing.
God, I hope we have the same thing now that you're winding it up. Go on.
He walks into this house. They're pretty much doing a big stakeout for the boys. Now, they get angry at him for blowing up the car. The big team is like, make. Oh my god, we can't get through it.
We can't even talk about
We
it.
re-recorded that. It's so bad because we were like, it's such a good bit. We need to re-record
We
it.
were like, we didn't do a good enough job explaining
Yeah.
it. And then it was, I think we did 15 minutes
Yeah,
just talking about the cappuccino bit.
yeah.
And then we were like, that's not even a good 15 minutes. So let's re-record. And then I think we came back and did like 25 minutes of the cappuccino bit. And I was like, there's enough in there for you.
Yeah. God, I remember cutting it down to like 4. That is a scene you have to watch and discover by yourself, and we cannot do it justice. It is such a funny scene, and it's such a shame. But yeah, I very much loved doing all the Fast and Furiouses. Make 4 iced decaf coffees, which is a
Cappuccino. An iced cappuccino.
which is such a unique
Specific
detail.
Specific
There's so
request.
many little details there. And I was like, oh, is that gonna pay off? Because they kind of go, what? Make it decaf. And you're sort of like, okay, where's this going? Because the scene's quite important. But then they go into the next room.
It's the biggest coffees I've ever seen.
They've got these like Christmas mugs and they're all drinking a nice coffee.
Fish bowls. And they're all sipping around. I dare say, if you pay close attention, there's a milk mustache on the chief of police the entire scene.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
That's good. That's just good humor. That's just a good time listening to a podcast.
I feel like I don't know what people do. I mean, we probably should know, but I don't know why people listen to podcasts. I hope it's just sort of hanging out with people.
I mean, isn't that all that we try to emulate?
Yeah.
It should just feel like you're hanging out with the two of us.
Yeah.
And whether or not it's up to you if that's something you enjoy
What
or
an
not.
ego for us! Like, oh god, we can't be everywhere at once. What if we could though? What if we be in the ears of millions?
I think it's so funny because I think we have a friend that was just like weird because she's listened to this podcast so much, probably more so than she interacts with us.
Yeah.
So she just knows like everything.
Yeah, exactly.
But then also knows context of our lives. So she's probably just like super involved and we have no idea. Yeah. I think the Fast and Furious is like a top 10 episode for us.
Yeah.
I think I remember thinking that was a good episode.
I
It
remember
might only
thinking-
be that one bit.
Yeah, I just think the whole series is fun. I can't remember which one. Some of them are lacking, but just the whole, just getting so physically ill from Fast and Furious. It's such a time in my life. It's great.
Especially when we started having to watch like one a week.
Yeah,
Like, oh, fuck.
it's crazy. I feel like both our partners were like, "I'll watch all those together," and then by the end, they're like, "I don't want to do that at all." 2 episodes, 2 movies in. Fuck, there are lots. I don't think I want to do that.
My partner was like really keen on it, and then as we were getting towards the end, he was just like, we don't have to do Hobbs and Shaw, right? It's just, don't you make me sit through Hobbs
We
and
should
Shaw.
do Hobbs and Shaw. I feel like we should cap off the.
We could do Hobbs and Shaw when I guess another 2 come out.
Yeah.
God, I hope we're not podcasting.
Carl, another tradition we've been doing the whole time is the Who Would Watch This Awards. And we started the podcast like in July, so we had like the first like 25. It made sense. Like 25 films and all, like that makes sense. Now it's become like a yearly thing, so we've got like 50 films to like smash into the awards. It's a nice little recap of what we've been up to.
We can never remember them.
Never
though.
remember them. I'm always baffled we've done some. I still to this day have no recollection of what Tall Girl 2 was. I don't remember recording that at all.
What a fever dream.
I just don't even remember that at all. I didn't even, I thought, I genuinely was like, we should do Tall Girl 1 and 2, and then was so surprised that we had actually already done it.
I know.
So the awards are great for going.
Have we
up.
done Tall Girl 1?
I don't think we've done Tall Girl 1.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
We do love that as a conceit.
It's
jumping
so-
into a sequel.
I do love jumping into a sequel because we're confused and then we've blamed the film for it. Just like, well, I haven't got the context for this at all. Let's do a little award. Let's listen to some awards, see what we did.
The worst wrestler formerly known as Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson film?
Oh, it's huge. That's
Yeah?
huge.
It's a
Yes.
big one.
That is huge.
We've got The Mummy Returns, Rampage, Skyscraper, and Black Adam.
Oh, that is tough. That is tough. I'm not going to say Mummy Returns. I feel like not fondness for this one. It's okay. And Dwayne's barely in it.
Yeah.
It's a Brendan Fraser vehicle.
It is a Brendan Fraser vehicle.
Yeah.
He's making a comeback.
He is.
You got to give him the
He's
credit.
back. He's
You got to
back.
give him the credit. He's back.
back,
He's back and we love him.
He's a big whale.
He's a whale now.
Which one's worse, Rampage or Skyscraper? I think Skyscraper too. Yeah.
I will say, man, isn't it crazy? Black Adam didn't even make as much money as The Mummy Returns in cinemas.
Really?
Yeah, we really did a lot of Dwayne Johnson
We
movies,
did.
didn't we?
Yeah.
God, I got sick of him.
I got sick of him, and then I watched Young Rock. I don't know if I said it on the podcast. It is the most surreal show ever. It's got 3 seasons. It's just like a biography of his life. It's very odd. He's an odd man.
He'd be our most viewed actor, right? Because he's in
Probably.
those Fast and Furious movies.
Oh fuck, he is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Man, we've done so much Dwayne, but so much Dwayne in our brains now.
I know. Isn't that wild to have done like probably 50% of a full man's like filmography?
And a beefy filmography as
Yeah,
well.
too. He
yeah.
like pumps out a few movies a year.
Yeah.
And yet so many of them can be on this podcast.
Yeah.
Ugh. Get a better agent.
No, he's making so
He's making
much-
bank.
Yeah.
He is making bank. I think, isn't he about to become the highest paid actor for a single role?
Really? What's he
for an Amazon film about Christmas where he's like an elf, a head elf. It's like an action. It's like an action movie where he has to kill, like, I think Krampus or something.
Gotcha. Was he getting paid 50 million?
Yeah, something ridiculous.
That's
Something like as an upfront fee, like unheard of.
Wow.
I think it's called Red One. I think it's literally just by the guy that made Red Notice and
That director must be just shitting money. I don't know. He's done something that's so chemically like. It feels like that's the first AI.
it
movie.
does, doesn't
Yeah.
it? That Red Notice one feels like AI cinema.
Yeah.
Oof. And it looks it too.
Yeah.
Looks like the effects are done by AI.
Oh, but it's so odd that it cost like 250 million. But it made, I don't know what it made, but Netflix are like, we're happy with it. So
Yeah, and we're gonna make another.
fuck, really.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Who knows what's going on
Good
with
for
it? I mean,
Gal.
not with a strike going on.
Yeah.
Pay your fucking writers.
Well, they must be chuffed. They're like, this is piss easy. We can squeeze this out in a day. Just ask ChatGPT. Also, I mean, we did the opening. I don't know what like Hollywood studios are like. This can write our scripts. Have you read? It's so corny.
I
Half
know.
of the things.
It cannot write a script. I
Yeah.
don't understand why a studio would ever want to use it.
Yeah.
Like, you would just it's like you would start diluting your films so much that people wouldn't even want to view them anymore.
No. Oh god. I feel like the Barbie and Oppenheimer. Like, what a fun little hey.
Oh, thank God. Movies
Here's a-
made by people.
Yeah. God.
Big hits.
Big hits.
Yeah. Who should listen to that? I don't know. Have a little bit of fun. Have a little recap.
It's
huh?
a little recap. I mean, we're doing this as an episode as a recap, but hey, maybe you need a mid-year recap. You
We
know?
only do them twice a year, which is like we do a fun little anniversary and we do a little recap episode.
And sometimes we do another thing because we didn't want to watch a movie. See the Razzies.
sometimes we're a little. Oh yeah, the Razzies is a big.
That's
What do
definitely
we do?
that's in the 2 year of just fuck. We need to do an episode. I can't watch another fucking movie. We were watching 2 movies at a time. I had to just be like, we're just going through them. I don't think we're very good movie critics.
No.
I don't think we're very good at podcasting.
No.
But we love a bit. And we love it, and we love the movies. Just give us the little intricate details, and we will run with that. I couldn't give a shit about the plot, couldn't give a shit about the acting, couldn't give a shit about the directing. But we will gravitate to anything, and we will go on a tangent. And this is really the core of the podcast.
I know. We might as well just call the podcast bits. Like it's very much what. Thank God we both love a bit.
Oh my god.
I think that's what like works. You hear like some podcasts and it's just like they're just like not on the same wavelength. But at least if you're gonna go on a bit tangent, I'm ready to jump on.
I will run up this counter. We've got an hour to fill. I don't want to talk about the plot. I've got a silly little joke I want to jump in and keep adding on to. That's all this is.
We should do one episode that's just a single bit and
What do
see.
you mean single bit? What do you mean? What do you mean? Should we try that? We've got 150 episodes of that, Carl. You know damn well. Oh, what a novelty idea! What a novel idea! Should we run a bit into the ground for once?
Wow. Who would listen to this?
Who would listen to
Who would
this?
fucking listen to this? You're idiots. Not to be mean to the listener, but what are you doing? What are you freaking doing?
Please email us.
Who? Okay, well let's wrap this up on a nice note.
A nice note.
Who, in the end, I mean, look, we've been doing a podcast for 3 years,
Yeah.
which is wild.
It is.
It has pretty good success, which throws me when I
It is
think
pretty
about
crazy.
it. Oscar, who would listen to this? What is our demo now? Because our
don't-
demo's swapped over time.
It keeps swapping quite a bit. I don't know. Please email at askWWTpodcast@gmail.com just to give us your bio, you know. Give us a
Yeah,
little...
if you're gonna fill out a survey for us that's just about locale.
It's mainly for advertised sponsors. It's a marketing tool. This
Yeah.
whole episode's been a marketing tool. No, I don't know. I feel I'm quite happy. It's like people are a smidge older than us. You know, I was surprised at that. I'm surprised anyone would listen. I'm surprised anyone would listen, but I'm surprised people would listen like our
Yeah,
age.
we have an interesting age demo, to
Yeah.
be honest. It's people our age, and then people that are like are older are happy to give us a chance.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in the end, I think it's just like I don't know the casualness of what I don't know, chatting about a film is. I don't think we're overindulgent into criticism, and I don't think we take the industry that seriously.
Yeah, we're just vibing, man.
Yeah, so we're just vibing.
Watch a movie, have a little chat, you know?
Yeah, I mean, also, it's fun when we do niche ones, because I feel like sometimes you would finish a movie and be like, well, I have no idea who would have watched that or who to chat about, and occasionally we've seen it.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when we grab some of you fuckers. That's when we get you hook, line, and sinker, and then look at you listening for a while.
It is nice though. I just feel like it's nice to watch something because I feel like you said let's pretty much start a podcast because I feel like you had been watching bad movies and you're like, I need an outlet.
I need to be going somewhere.
I need to be going somewhere. There needs to be a point to this.
Yeah. It's so funny though. It keeps manifesting every time. I'm like, I don't want to keep doing it. I'm going to give you this like milestone. Let's see if it hits it by a certain time. And it always does. So whatever. I don't know. Cheers to another year.
Yeah, just another year.
Woo, where's a clink? Clink. Ugh.
Oh.
You'd think we'd do these at the end of a year.
No, we do. I don't know.
Well, it's our anniversary.
Yeah,
so.
fuck it, you know?
Yeah, huh? Little 3-year anniversary of the podcast.
A bit cheeky. Well, thank you for listening. But...
Yeah, I would. What's the completion rate on this? Let us know if you finished the episode, huh?
Email us. No, email us. We need some more movie recommendations as well. We definitely forgot to ask for Q&As. that was the biggest thing I completely forgot. For about 10 weeks, I was like, we should ask for those. And it came so quickly. So if you've got any cues, send them our way.
It's on a to-do list somewhere.
It is on a to-do
for us
list.
to ask. I don't know why I'm looking around.
Oh, I put it right behind you. Big bold letters. But you're like
Graffitied it on the wall.
Well, thank you for listening. Email us and keep listening. Please.
Keep listening. Keep
Please.
listening for another year.
Rate us 5 stars. Again,
Yeah.
we have not asked that. Fuck
Yeah.
it. Do it.
Are there other things you want us to do? I'll do more.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do more for money.
I guess, yeah. We are very money hungry now. We have not yet to earn money, but wouldn't that be nice, huh?
I know, this is simply a fucking black hole for money, this podcast. Black hole for money and time. So when somebody emails in, I'm like, okay, it was worth it this week.
Carl's like tying the noose like, nah, I'm going to unsheath that. That's now my belt.
Oh my god, Jupiter ascending, I will live another day. Oscar, what are we reviewing next week?
Carl, we're venturing to the cinema. And we're trying to venture to the cinema because cinema's back, baby. Fuck me. No one wants to watch The Meg 2. Very odd. No cinema's showing it.
I could not believe it's hard to see The Meg 2. I was like, we'll just go one day. And it's like Barbie for 40 sessions, Oppenheimer for 20 sessions, and it's like, I don't know, 2 sessions of Mission Impossible. Meg 2's not playing at so many cinemas.
Yeah.
It's a wide release.
Yeah.
Who even has it on? That's crazy to me. I guess nobody's going to listen next week.
No, one's like, The Meg 2 came out? I watched Barbie for the 14th time.
Maybe we should just do Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Nah.
I mean, we've seen both. Should we
good.
capitalize?
Just shit on them. Try and find something. You know, when the bomb goes off, that's kind of lame. Where's the audio, huh? He just cuts out. Christopher Nolan's a hack.
No, he leaves it to the actors to do some of their best work I've ever seen. Why is it in black and white? Barbie's really pink.
It's very pink. It's very different to Oppenheimer. That's my critical
They're such
analysis.
vastly different films. Why would you ever watch them in a double feature? All right, let's watch The Meg 2, I guess.
Meg 2.
In a world of black and white and pink, a movie dared to be blue. The Meg 2 coming next week.
Next week. Thank you for listening.